And we welcome you to Braemar Arena, home of the Edina Hornets, as we get ready for some girls hockey action here on MN Hockey TV. Today, the Minnetonka Skippers are the visiting team taking on the Edina Hornets in what's sure to be a fun contest. Two of the top teams in the state of Minnesota for girls hockey in the AA rankings. Edina coming in at number 1 at 17-1-0 on the season, while the Minnetonka Skippers are number 3 in the state right now with a 15-2-1 record. The Edina band is in the house, if you can hear them in the background. Obviously very loud here inside Braemar Arena. And the Hornets riding a 17-game win streak here inside Braemar Arena for tonight's contest. And Minnetonka is unbeaten in 11 straight games here. So we've got a very good contest on tap for you here at Braemar Arena. The Skippers last lost a game back on December 7th, and that was against the Edina Hornets. That was the first meeting that these two teams had of the season. So it's been a little bit, and of course that game was over in Minnetonka. But looking at the Minnetonka results so far in the year, December 7th, that was their last loss, 4-1 at the Pagel Activity Center. And then they rattled off 9 wins in a row before they tied the Wayzata Trojans on their attempt to get 10 wins in a row. That was a 3-3 tie last Saturday, January 4th. And then they responded with a 3-2 win over a very good Brainerd Little Falls team on Thursday night. So they had yesterday off to prepare for today's contest. So we'll get the starting lineups here in just a moment. But looking at Edina again, 17-1 on the season, and it's just been a terrific season for the 3-time defending state champion Edina Hornets. They had a really tough game in their first game of the season when they took on the Andover Huskies. They lost that game hard fought 1-0. But again, since that point, they have rattled off 17 wins in a row. So it has been some impressive numbers, to say the least, for the Edina Hornets. So we'll get your starters here in just a second as you see them coming to the line for Minnetonka. Bryn Dulock getting the start here for the Minnetonka Skippers in net today. And now we'll get a look at the Edina Hornets starters here. Vivian Jungles will be on one of the defense. Lily Hendrickson will be her defense partner. Davis and Keel be two of the forwards, and then the other forward will be Lucy Bolby here for the Hornets. And Uma Cornea, of course, the freshman, will get the start here for the Edina Hornets. So we're going to take a break for the national anthem. When we come back, it's Edina Minnetonka right here on MNHockey.tv. Back here inside Braemar Arena as we get ready for Edina and Minnetonka, the top-ranked Hornets and the third-ranked Skippers. This is going to be a fun game if you're a girls hockey fan here in the state of Minnesota. You've probably had this one marked on your calendar for quite some time. These two teams, of course, are late conference rivals, and this is certainly probably one of the better games that they're going to end up playing in all season long. So, again, last time these two teams met, it was a 4-1 win for the visiting Edina Hornets, who visited Pagel Activity Center back again on December 7th. So almost a month to the day, just about a month and 4 days since these two teams have last met here at Braemar Arena. So again, you take a look at those starting goaltenders. Bryn Dulac is in net for Minnetonka, and obviously has been very impressive for the Skippers on the year so far. And you take a look at those numbers just all across the board. They have been so good for the Skippers team. But looking specifically at the stats for Bryn Dulac, she's 15-2-1 on the year. She's played every game, has a 1.52 goals against average and a .936 save percentage. Meanwhile, on the Edina end, the numbers are very good for Uma Cornea. She is 15-1 on the season with a 0.69 goals against average and a .965 save percentage. So very good numbers across the board. We could be in for a goaltending duel for sure here this afternoon at Braemar Arena as we get ready to go. Edina and Minnetonka as the Skippers have possession in their own end as they look to move it up the boards. Gathered in at the line now by Minnetonka as they try to move up ice. Pass was fanned on there and dumped into this zone by the Edina Hornets. Skippers grab a hold of it. Long outlet pass intercepted there by Vivian Jungles for the Hornets. As this one's played back into the corner and back behind the net. Hornets have it. So they move it back up to the point. Jungles with the shot and held on to for the whistles. We get our first stoppage of the game. 16:08 here to go in our first frame. Take a look at this one on a replay. Nice movement at the point, and then back to get it. And holding on to it there was Bryn Dulac. So back underway now at Braemar Arena. Skippers trying to move it up through center now. This one off the tape of Josie Helling, but intercepted. Quickly moving into the zone are the Hornets. But this one is back into Minnetonka territory. Skippers on the backhand, forcing it out. Good keep by the Hornets at the line, but this one will go back into the neutral zone for Haley Maxwell. Will fire it back into the Skipper zone. Just about a minute and a half or so into this game. Minnetonka and Edina. Edina number 1 right now in the state. They were number 2 for pretty much the whole year up until last week. But they got some help from the Breck Mustangs, who they have beaten twice. And Breck beat Andover 2-1, and that's, or excuse me, 5-4, and that's what bumped Andover down from 1 to 2. So Andover at 2 right now. Edina is your number 1, riding that 17-game win streak. This one will go back into the neutral zone as it hopped off the stick of Rory Gilday. And now the Skippers will come into the zone. Soderholm trying to move it in. Flipped wide of Cornea on the left side. Hornets play it out of the zone. And Dahl will force it up ahead. Good job on the forecheck here by Edina. Quick shot there, missed the net. That was Kylie Roberts that had it there for Edina. And this one will go back down the length of the ice. So we'll get an icing call here against the Minnetonka Skippers. So that will stop the clock with 14:32 to go here in the first frame. Again, second meeting of the season between these two teams. And this will be the last regular season meeting between the two. Of course, they could see each other down the road at the state tournament, which is definitely a possibility. Edina in Section 6AA, and if I'm not mistaken, the Skippers are in 2AA, but here's a chance in front, and they score. Edina has struck first, and they make it 1-0. Let's go back and take a look at this one here on the replay.
Number 22 from 11 and 13. 22 from 11 and 13.
Nice play right out in front there. And watch it again. Perfect feed out in front. And buried there at the doorstep by Vivian Jungles, who gets the goal for the Edina Hornets. So that makes it 1-0 in favor of Edina for Vivian Jungles. That is her 9th goal of the season. So 1-0 lead for Edina. And the assist on that goal going to Jane Keel and Lucy Bowlby. So the Hornets strike first. An early goal from Vivian Jungles makes it 1-0 Hornets. So Minnetonka will look to try and regroup here as they have it back behind the goal line. Outlet pass just missed the mark, so the Hornets will grab it now. Jungles plays it up ahead off the tape there of Kylie Roberts. And it'll be played up the boards now by Lily Hendrickson. Into the zone come the Hornets, but right back on the tape here of Minnetonka. Out of the zone. Skipper's trying to move back. Here come the Hornets once again. Across the line. Holding on to it. Drop pass in the slot. That one was fanned on by Tella Jungles, looked like there for Edina. Here's a shot that misses the net wide of Cornea. Now up ahead at Edina. Get their way back up onto the scoreboard. They already are up 1-0, and they're trying to make it 2-0. 12:15 to go in the first. Haven't had a whistle here for a while. Nice stick save and fought off. Nice job there by Bryn Dulock to fight it off as Minnetonka will quickly enter the zone. Backhanded and fought off by Cornea, who will make the stop for the whistle. So that stops the clock here with 12:02 to go in the first. This will be the first offensive zone faceoff of the game here for the Minnetonka Skippers, and they need to try and get something going here. It'll be, looks like Jane Keel to take it for Edina, but unable to win it as the Skippers get it back. Here's a quick snapper. Cornea fights it off with the stick. Now forced up along the wall and back down low here. Just missed the mark. Backhanded behind the net where it's taken now by Jane Keel. And Skippers will have it here at the line. 11:37 to go in our first period of play. Edina with a 1-0 lead on Minnetonka. This one will be stopped at the line here with 11:32 to go in the first. But again, these two teams, there's just so much talent on the ice. Tons of Division I commits on both sides of the equation. Edina just churns out Division I players really left and right every year. And when you're the 3-time defending state champions, you can obviously do that. And Minnetonka has quite a few Division I commits as well. We'll get into that and a little bit more in detail later on as we will go into the second period talking a little bit about the next level advancement for both of these teams. Held on to at the line. Skippers with a wrister through the traffic. And Cornea fights it off. Taken now a hold of in the corner by Grace Sedura. Back to the point. Snapper saved by Cornea and fights it off to get the stoppage. Nice job there by Uma Cornea as we'll get a better look at this one here on the replay. And you see the shot from the point, and Cornea had to fight that one off a little bit harder than she probably would have liked to. And off the draw, one back here. Quick snapper. That one goes off the glove of Vivian Jungles. So that one will be played back behind the Edina net now as it's flung up the ice by Lily Hendrickson. Outlet pass connects here for the Edina Hornets as they force it back into the zone. Played up in the corner now. Hornets trying to work it back to the point as it's dumped off for Jungles. Goes on the backhand there. Fired right back in on the wrister there by Tella Jungles. And right back down low again. Feed out in front, broken up by the Minnetonka defense. And bumped back down below the goal line. Up to the point, Jungle swings it across. One-timer there, and it just snuck through the wickets momentarily there of Bryn Dulac. And another try on net is held onto by Dulac. That was a couple of really good chances for the Edina Hornets, and we'll see if we can watch it on replay. Take a look at this. Dulac went right through the crease there and had to get back in position to make the stop. So Edina with a couple of good chances there, trying to make it a 2-0 lead. And we'll get a stoppage here with 9:41 to go in the first. Hard to believe, but we're really only about a month or so away from the section playoffs for these clubs. Of course, the girls start a little bit earlier than the boys do, and the state tournament will be coming up on the third weekend of February. And, of course, Edina is favored to repeat once again, right up there with Andover. I think if you had to guess, Andover and Edina probably the championship game that everybody wants to see. And of course Andover has to get out of their section and get to the state tournament, same with Edina, but those are probably the picks right now. With those two, we'll battle it out and we'll see who we get, but going to be a fun road to the state tournament for the girls. But a month left of the regular season. Here's an outlet pass up ahead. Bobbled at the line there for a moment, but then taken a hold of by Edina's Lucy Bolby. Bolby throws it in the slot, backhander on net, and held on to by the Minnetonka goaltender, Bryn Dulac. That stops the clock here with 8:42 to go in the first. Reminder that we've got the Edina boys are in action here tonight at 7:30. They'll play Lakeville South, the Cougars coming to town. So if you're an Edina fan, stay tuned tonight. We'll have Pete Wagner on the call for that. I believe Bart Archer will be there as well. So going to be a fun game. Edina and Lakeville South. Edina really struggling right now on the boys' side of things, so we'll look to try and turn things around against Lakeville South. This puck will go out of play here with 8:20 to go. But it's been a good contest so far. We had that early goal from Vivian Jungles, assisted by Jane Keel and Lucy Bolby. Those right now are your only goal of the game, but those were your two assisters on that goal. Forced back below the goal line and right back out of the zone as Uma Cornea will come way out to play it for Edina. Hard to believe when you look at this roster for Edina that Uma Cornea is only a freshman. And here's a chance right out in front held on to, but only a freshman is Uma Cornea, and she is going to be so good for Edina for the years to come here at Braemar Arena. And have to think that the college offers are going to start coming left and right here. Only a freshman, but you see players committing earlier and earlier nowadays. Nice move inside, and Cornea fights it off. That was number 29 for Minnetonka, Emily Bayless, who has 21 points on the year with the inside-out move. Gathered in at the line here by the Skippers, but taken a hold of now by Edina. Shoved to the corner by Lucy Bolby and taken back behind the net. 7:20 to go in the first period of play. Kept in and forced to the corner now, as it will be the Skippers to retrace their steps and gather the puck up the boards. Nice move by Edina to fire it back in. 7 minutes to play in our first period. Sent up ahead on the backhand, but intercepted there by the speedy Lily Hendrickson into the zone. Here's a shot off the post. Oh, Edina almost making it 2-0, but instead this one goes off the post, and it will go all the way back down here for an icing against the Skippers, who caught a break there, nearly making it 2-0, and we'll see if we can catch that post on replay. Doesn't look like it, no. Was a little bit too slow on the attempt there. good chance nonetheless for Edina trying to strike again here and make it a 2-0 game. Again, these two teams played back in December on the 7th, and it was a 4-1 win for Edina. So, and that was at Minnetonka as well. Nice win for the Hornets to keep their streak going. Back behind the goal line now. Skippers with it. They force it out of the zone. Or I thought they did at least. Edina right back in. Behind the net. Getting tied up there was Vivian Jungles for Edina. And that one just couldn't be kept in by Sammy Hankinson. So it will go back into Edina territory. Haley Maxwell now connects on the outlet pass. Up ahead, Hornets trying to move up out of the zone. Here they come. Across the line, here's Jane Keel. Nice move. Just couldn't get through the bodies in front of the net as it goes to the corner now. 5:37 to go in our first frame. Minnetonka and Edina. Hornets with a 1-0 lead here on that goal by Vivian Jungles. Played up in front of the Edina bench and banked up off the boards as it will go into the zone. Here's a chance for the Hornets. Nice feed and a save there, and finally held onto for the whistle by the Minnetonka goaltender Duloc. This was a really good entry here by the Hornets as we'll go back and take a look at this on replay. And you see that passing right in the slot in the trailer person. Lily Hendrickson had it marked there. Good shot on net, better save by Edina, or Minnetonka's Bryn Duloc, as we continue on. 5:02 to go here in the first frame. Hornets in the slot. Chorsky trying to whack away. And good job by the Minnetonka defense shoving it to the corner. This one off the glass. Glove down by Hendrickson. Drop pass there. Trying to go for a teammate, and it will be played out of the zone by Minnetonka. Quick wrister in on net, and Cornea will make the stop with 4:33 to go in our first period. But again, Edina, 17-game win streak on the season so far. They lost game number 1 to a very, very tough Andover team, which of course is number 2 right now in the state. They were number 1 for most of the season, but then Edina ended up taking that spot last week in both our Let's Play, or the MN Hockey TV Power Rankings, the rankings that we decide, and then the Let's Play Hockey poll. So, but Minnetonka at number 3, they've pretty much been there for quite some time now. They've worked their way up to that spot. I think they're the pretty clear number 3 team in the state, but have a chance to make a statement here today. But they trail 1-0 to Edina. Up ahead, Kylie Roberts trying to get past the defense, delayed off sides as the Hornets will tag up. Banked up out of the zone off the boards. And now here come the Skippers into the zone. Quick snapper. Juggles its way to the corner off a body. Good physical presence there from Olivia Meredith. And now taken a hold of by Hendrickson as it's moved up the boards. Of course, that's Lily Hendrickson, 2 goals, 12 assists for a total of 14 points on the year for Edina. Back in behind the net. Taken a hold of by Lily Hendrickson. Up the boards it'll come. And stumbling to the ice there was Keel. But Edina works it into the zone. Around the outside now. Back in behind the net. Physical play. Oh, penalty coming up here. And the one official had his arm up right away. And I believe we're going to have a power play here for the Skippers. Let's see what we got here. Yep, you see that check thrown there. Not sure if that's what they're going to call it, but Edina will have to be on the penalty kill here at the closing stages of this period. So 2:57 to go, and 2 minutes of power play time now for the Minnetonka Skippers. So big opportunity for them to try and get this game even. That is a check on Katie Davis. That is the minor penalty assessed to her. Skippers working the power play now as they go back to the point. Here's a snapshot right on for Uma Cornea, who hangs on to it for the whistle. 20 seconds still to go, or 20 seconds burned off so far of that power play for Edina. Power play for Minnetonka, but of course Edina trying to kill that Minnetonka power play off. Kept in at the line by the Skippers, sent to the far side and gathered in by Kaylee Crawford. Big windup at the point, and Cornea read it all the way for the nice stop. It was a really good looking slap shot there from the Minnetonka blue line. And we'll see if we can take a look at this one on replay here again. See, they work it right up to the point, and then that was Maggie Nicholson with the shot on goal there for the Skippers. So flung off the glass, and the Hornets will get it to the line, but not out. Good keep by the Skippers as they chop away right in front of the blue line. And now down the ice it will go. 1:07 to go on the power play now for Minnetonka. Outlet pass bounces up off ahead. And the Skippers play it into the zone. With speed here they come across the line. Nice move through Hendrickson, but quickly intercepted by Jungles, who will get it out. And now here come the Hornets with speed. Could be a breakaway if they hurry. Held on to on the backhand, but nobody was there. That was Jane Keel, who had an open lane. Now the Skippers trying to reverse the other way. Played up in front of the Edina bench. This will be an offsides call with 1:30 to go in the first period. 33 to go on the power play. Reminder that we've got the Edina boys in action tonight as they will face Lakeville South. And that will be a 7:30 start here at Braemar Arena. So if you're looking for a good game to check out, that is the one. Here's a quick snapper. Cornea fought it off through the screen in front of the net. So it will be played in the corner. Takedown there by Olivia LaRoche. Now at the side of the net, Cornea pounces on it to get the whistle and held on to quickly for the stoppage. See this one on replay. Cornea just had to pounce on that one and get the stoppage. 1 minute exactly to go here in the period. And so Hornets now back at full strength as they successfully kill it off. Soderholm back behind the net. Now Hendrickson takes a whack as she'll fling it up the ice. This would be an icing if they beat it, and it looks like it just won't have enough juice on it to get there. Thrown towards the front of the goal line area. 24 to go in the period now. Hornets trying to move it up the ice. Back in behind the net now. 10 to go in the period. A couple of players tied up back behind the Edina net as they will take a hold of it. Jungles flings it off the glass. And the Skippers will take a hold of it here. But that will do it for the first period of play as it's a 1-0 lead for the Edina Hornets here as they will take a lead into the intermission. Again, 1-0 Edina over Minnetonka on that first period of play. So good period. Both teams getting their opportunities. Edina had, of course, a few more opportunities, but nonetheless, it is still a 1-0 game. So we're going to have a exciting second period coming your way. Reminder that today's coverage is presented in part by some of our sponsors, Tradition Companies. Of course, you can check them out at traditioncompanies.com, and also American Family Insurance. We'll hear from both of those partners during our intermission time. But again, we could not be on the air without these guys. They are just terrific. And big thank you to Tradition, American Family Insurance, Gemini Athletic Wear, just to name a few. I'm missing some sponsors, I know that, but thanks again for their support. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll have the second period of Edina and Minnetonka coming your way next. You're watching girls hockey on MN Hockey TV.
Hockey continues on the mnhockey.tv, and we're proud to bring in the man, Chad Schumacher from Tradition Wealth Management. Chad, you and I have been at this for a couple of years now, and I've been able to watch firsthand with what your organization's been able to do, not only as a wealth management firm, but what you've done in the community, and you're very engaged in it with lots of locations. So can you give us a little bit of a history lesson of where you've been and where this has gone and where it's going?
Yeah, so Tradition Wealth Management, we started in 2003 with a couple different partners that came from large institutions with the dream, and we started in a conference room with one phone between 6 employees. And now in February and Valentine's Day, we'll be 17 years old.
I'd like to have seen what that wrestling match for that one phone looked like between those employees. That must have been something else.
It was good.
So you have locations really spread throughout the Twin Cities. Can you share those locations and strategically how you landed there?
Yep. We've been in Edina since existence, and so this is where our largest operation is. And now we've recently opened up offices in Woodbury, North Oaks, downtown St. Paul by the Tria Center, and out in Wayzata.
And then in terms of employees, what kind of coverage do you have from that respect?
I think we're up to 17 employees right now. We're still looking to grow. We're trying to hire a couple of really experienced teams to help engage with clients going forward.
You guys have been very engaged in the community throughout with lots of initiatives, which has also created some great networking opportunities for those involved. And you've had a lot of things from which to be proud of. Can you touch on some of those things that you as an organization have done?
Well, obviously it starts, we just take care of people. We deliver everything from high net worth strategies all the way to starting people from our 401ks that we work with, just with basic estate planning stuff. So we're really proud with that. We do lead with the comprehensive planning. We try not to turn over all the rocks. We realize every person's has a different set of circumstances, net worths, health issues, you name it. But we try to create a private family office for people who don't have private family offices and help them with all the investment advice that we can give them.
Well, it basically answered my next question of why are you unique, and I'm sure that's pretty much the key thing, right?
Yeah. I'd say, most people hire us. When we're managing assets for people, we're normally managing all the assets that are be able to be managed, and just take their unique set of circumstances and build it to the plan that makes sense for each client we deal with.
We have tons of people out there that watch these games for real, and they all have needs, and I'm sure they're going to want to be able to get a hold of you and your team somehow. I would highly recommend that. What's the best way to reach out to get a hold of you and your team here?
I'd say just call my number. I'd be glad to talk to you and get you in touch with the right person from the right office. My direct line is 952-563-6504.
Chad, thanks a lot. Let's get back at it. Some more hockey action coming up.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow. This looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
Can you do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out. How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that being in a sport It has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social, and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. We might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Welcome back to Braemar Arena. Here we go for period number 2. Edina and Minnetonka as we get underway. Good first period of play between the two teams. And Edina had their only goal from Vivian Jungles. That made it 1-0. And here's a shot and a save there by the Edina goaltending. We are having a little bit of issue right now with our camera operator. Not sure where he went. So for now, I'm going to have to call an old school radio style as we get a stoppage here with 16:23 to go. There we go. Looks like we're all set now. So, yeah, just about 40 seconds into the period or so. So, looks like we are ready to go now. Minnetonka with a quick shot in, and Cornea fights that one off. Again, 1-0 lead for the Edina Hornets on that goal from Vivian Jungles. That's where we stand right now. It's played up out of the zone by Minnetonka's Maggie Nicholson. Now here come the Skippers. They've got a lot of speed to begin this period. Into the zone. Drop pass just through the wickets there of the intended target, Hannah Baskin. And so Edina will continue up ahead into the offensive zone. Now here's a quick snapper that misses the mark wide of Bryn Dulac. Outlet pass. Runs off the tape there for Minnetonka. And back into the zone, back behind the net. This will go for an icing with 15:26 to go in the second period of play. For those of you wondering about the Minnesota Vikings score against the San Francisco 49ers, that is a 7-7 game right now with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. So I know the 49ers went up 7-0. And the Vikings tied it at 7 apiece. So that's good news for the Vikings fans out there maybe watching the stream. Faceoff will be in the offensive zone here for Minnetonka as they win it back. Off the draw in the slot now. Skipper's trying to grab a hold of it on the backhand. That one fired back behind the net as Cornea will let it go. Up ahead, here comes Edina into the zone, 2-on-2. Nice move, but off the tape. Follow-up try by Hendrickson didn't work out. And now the Skippers will play it. Long outlet pass connects up ahead. Here comes Minnetonka into the zone. Samantha Schmidt with it for the Skippers. And it will go back down in the corner where a tie-up happens here. Physical play in the corner as it will now go around to the other side. Up ahead now, here's Kylie Mells. Mells has 18 points, 7 goals, 11 assists for the Skippers on the year so far. Skippers play it up now along the wall as it's chopped up along the boards. Fired into the zone. Edina, of course, moving now from left to right on your screen for this second period of play. Hornets will gather it in now on defense. Here comes Edina into the zone. Quick snapper there, fanned on by Lucy Bolby, and it will be taken to the other side. Back in behind the net now. Jane Keel continues to whack away. And played up out of the zone by Minnetonka as that one will bounce off the boards and go back to Edina territory. Now Hannah Chorsky will gather it behind the net for Edina as she tumbles to the ice. Of course, Chorsky is the son of former NHLer Tom Chorsky, and She is committed to Harvard University, the junior right now for Edina, and she right now is also second on the team in points with 32, 12 goals, 20 assists. Here's a big snapper from Roberts, and that one that was Chorsky on the shot. Looked like Roberts on the original attempt, but we'll go back behind the net now by Bryn Dulac, who plays it off. Jammed in the slot, turnaround try, save, and held on to for the whistle with 12:46 to go in the period. So, again, 1-0. Vivian Jungles is your only goal scorer so far in the game. And that's where we stand right now. Off the draw, Skippers win it back here as it's banked up to the point, not out of the zone. Good keep by the Hornets at the line. Now here they come across the neutral ice. Kaylee Crawford plays it into the corner now as it goes in back behind the net. Hornets trying to work it out of the zone. Good keep at the line for a moment. That loose puck will be gathered in now. Here come the Hornets. Into the zone. Nice pass across the wrister and off the back of the net. That was Sammy Hankinson that nearly made it 2-0 in favor of Edina. Now to go back behind the goal line here for Edina as they look to break it out. 12 minutes to go, period 2. This has been a pretty quick moving game. For those wondering maybe why it took so long to get back to the second period, we had the Mites, the girls Mites teams come out and do a little game during the intermission, and that's why it took longer than anticipated to begin our period, but we should have a little bit smoother sailing period at the or a smoother sailing intermission actually to in between periods 2 and then starting 3. So hopefully we don't have such a delay this time. Puck now down the length of the ice it will go. This will be an icing against the Hornets, so it'll go back into their territory with 11:20 to go in the period. We'll get that clock fixed for you here. Final meeting of the season between these two teams, at least the regular season. Of course, they could always end up playing each other in the state tournament, which is definitely a possibility given that these teams are right near the top of the girls tournament, or the girls rankings rather. This one slid across. Snapper, pad save, rebound dug at there, but fought off nicely by Cornea and played up out of the zone. Minnetonka will go back into their territory to corral it. Nicholson will dish it off now for Hannah Baskin at the line, and Nicholson will go back to gather it in here. Maggie Nicholson and her teammate Rory Gilday got to be a part of something very, very special for the Minnetonka Skippers, or actually for the whole country. They were a part of the USA team that took home gold in the Women's World Cup U18 team, and they beat Canada in 2-1, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, Maggie Nicholson also had the game winner for Team USA, and that is why they were missing for some time for Minnetonka. Here comes Edina into the zone. Nice drop pass and a glove stop, and a beauty there by Bryn Dulac. Really good looking opportunity there for the Edina Hornets, and it was shut down on the attempt, as we'll see if we can take a look at it. We'll take a look at it next time. We'll get back underway now. Off the boards. Up along the wall and now played out of the zone by Minnetonka. Here they come. Here's Lisa LaRoche. Across the line, and LaRoche goes to the outside. Drop pass. Chop that. This one will float its way into the corner now for Minnetonka. Got to give it to the Skippers. They look a lot more energized here in this second period of play compared to that first period. They seem to have figured out what they were doing wrong in terms of not getting the scoring opportunities that they needed, and they look like they have a lot more life here in the second period. Here's Soderholm across the line, and Edina will work it out of the zone, and Chorsky will just let this one go as she'll come off for a change. 9:04 to go in period number 2. Skippers across the line trying to equalize this game up. Anna Sorensen into the corner. And up to the point now. Not out of the zone. Good keep. Chopped up out of the zone. And here come the Hornets. Quick snapper. Fought off on the pad there by Dulac. And now out of the zone it will come for Minnetonka. Edina, though, still has possession. Here they come with speed on the left side. Nice move on the backhand. They score! Sneaks through the 5-hole, and Edina makes it 2-0. That was probably one that Dulac would like to have back, and we'll see if we can take a look at it here on replay.
12 on yourself, number 12.
Right through the wickets on the goal, and that will be Kylie Roberts that gets the goal. I think 12 unassisted is what they said. That one comes with 8:21 to go in the period. So Kylie Roberts picks up her 4th goal of the year. Skipper's trying to answer back at the other end. Delayed penalty coming up here against Edina. Roberts unassisted, and have a penalty here against Edina. Slashing call looks like against Lucy Bowlby. Whoops. Got to get that Tonka power play all squared away. Or Edina. There we go. Should be all set now. Back underway. 8 minutes or so to go here in period 2. Power play now for Minnetonka after the slash from Lucy Bowlby. This one backhanded high and wide. Big chance for the Skippers to cut into this deficit now after they gave up goals number 1 and 2 so far. This one held on to for the whistle. So 2-0. Your goal scorers are Vivian Jungles and Kylie Roberts so far. Face off in the offensive zone again here for the Skippers as they continue to work for the power play now. Up to the boards and fired back down low into the corner. Good job on the left side of the wall here for the Skippers as they dish it off. Here's Kylie Mells. Back to the point it comes. Dished off again by Mells. Back in front. That one missed the mark. And back up to the point. Slid across. Wrister redirected wide of the goal as the Skippers will play it here. Now back up to the point. Shot there. Baskin in the slot. Shoots. Fought off. This is a good looking power play unit right now for Minnetonka. Now back up to the point again. Wrister loads it up. Penalty coming in front of the net and blown dead. Back official had his arm up right away. And I think we're going to have a penalty here. We'll see what it's against, though. You see that back official had his arm up right away. This one's going to go against Minnetonka with 37 to go on the power play attempt. So we'll have 4-on-4 here for 37 seconds. And then it will be a power play momentarily for Edina as they win the draw. Back to the point. Here's the shot save. And back down low into the corner now. It's played up along the wall. LaRoche cross-checking the minor call against Minnetonka. Good work here around the outside by the Hornets on this power play. So move it back down low. Jungle spinning away from trouble. Back up to the line. Here's a big drive, blocked in front. And Minnetonka will escort it out of the zone. Hornets now with control. 1:18 to go of power play time as it's back to a 5-on-4 power play as they kill off the penalty. Around the outside, Jungles dishes it off. Now Jungles will get it back at the point. Here's Jungles with the shot, stick save, and into the corner. And whacked off the stick there as Maggie Nicholson comes up with speed. Here's Nicholson loading it up on the wrister. Cornea bobbled it for a moment and held on to it for the whistle. A little bit of a scary moment there for Uma Cornea. Check this one out on replay here on the nice little play by Nicholson. I don't think she was really thinking that she was going to end up scoring, but almost had that opportunity. So 50 to go on the power play here for Edina. Up the boards now. Here come the Hornets into the zone. Power play time for another 36 seconds. Dished off. Caught up along the wall. And it worked up to the point. Back down low, Bowlby. Tied up into the corner there was Tella Jungles. Also working as Lucy Bowlby. Now Bowlby back up to the point. Here's the snapper, glove down, and worked up out of the zone by Minnetonka. Here they come, good speed. Lisa LaRoche around that left side and thrown into the glove of Cornea for a whistle. So 4:53 to go here in the second period. 8 seconds to go on the Edina power play as Minnetonka will get ready to go back to full strength. Big opportunity now for Minnetonka as they win the draw. Slid across on the blue line. Shot there, rolling around in front. Minnetonka at full strength now. Nicholson will grab a hold of it now. Nicholson back to play it. Big hit there. Could have been a penalty against Minnetonka for a check, but we'll play on. Refs let it go. Here's Chorsky behind the net trying to throw it in front. It'll be given away to the stick of Emily Bayless. Here's Bayless around the outside for Minnetonka. Back in behind the net now as the Hornets will move it up out of the zone. Up ahead and up out of the zone and flung back in by Vivian Jungles, who will go and play it with 3:53 to go in our second period of play here. Tie up right in front of the ice, Mike. Jungles will go back to play it now. Edina trying to grab a hold of it in the zone, but quickly taken away by the Skippers. Hornets will grab it at the line and play it up out of the zone. Flung up off the glass, off a body. As Minnetonka will continue to work away here. The Skippers have had some good looks in this game, but they just have not been able to finish, and Edina has. That's really been the story so far of the game. Now the Skippers could have a break if they hurry. Back through center they come. Lost the line, intercepted momentarily, and this one will come out of the zone. Big snapper there. And Minnetonka will move it back to the point. Nicholson couldn't handle it. Penalty coming up against the Skippers. This one will be a trip when we get our whistle here. And now we do. Let's go back and take a look at this penalty that's being called here. Keep an eye in the neutral zone. And you'll see the stick come right there. And that's where you get that tripping penalty called against the Skippers. So power play time now for Edina to work with here. About 2:20 or so to go in the period. Big chance for the Hornets to extend their lead even more. Shot scores! Redirected in front of the goal. That'll be a power play goal for Edina, and just like that, it is 3-0.
9 for 22 and 7. 9 for 22 and 7.
Not sure who's going to get the goal there for Edina. Definitely got redirected at some point. I think Katie Davis got a stick on it there. I'll tell you what, it is so loud in here I can barely hear myself. The Edina band is making sure they get their tunes out. And we'll continue underway here at Braemar. Katie Davis is indeed going to get the goal. Vivian Jungles with the 9 from 22 and 7. That's your scoring. Davis from Jungles and Hendrickson. So under 2 minutes to play now in the period. Here's a quick shot on goal, and Cornea fights it off for the whistle. 1:45 exactly to play in the period. And Edina has a 3-goal lead now in the driver's seat. This is the amount they won by when these two teams played earlier in the year. Except that was a 4-1 game. Of course, we still have another period to play after this. Fought off by Cornea, and back to the point. Down low now, Edina trying to get it out of the zone. This is a good looking forecheck here by the Minnetonka Skippers. And Edina will play it up out of the zone. Cross the line, just missed the mark. Follow-up try, shot on goal, and Cornea fights it off once again. Stops the clock with 1:08 to go in the period. Reminder that Edina boys will be in action here tonight at 7:30. They take on the Lakeville South Cougars. Should be a good game. The Edina Hornets boys team really struggling right now. They are 6-7-2 on the year. Very uncharacteristic of them. So they'll be looking to get back in the win column here tonight. And Pete Wagner and Bart Archer, I'm assuming, will be on the call for that game. Here's Nicholson with it for Edina. Across the line now, dumped into the zone as Minnetonka will play it. At the line, kept in by the Skippers. Dished off, snapper from the point was blocked as it rolled around in the slot. 15 to go in the period now. And Minnetonka, one last chance to try and get on the board. Dished off. Quick snapper over the glove of Cornea, and that will pretty much do it here for period number 2. So Edina with a 3-0 lead over the Minnetonka Skippers through 2 periods of play. Been a good one so far. Edina, though, in the driver's seat. So you're watching high school hockey presented by MN Hockey TV. Thanks to our partners, American Family Insurance, Tradition Companies, Gemini Athletic Wear, and more. We'll hear some words from our partners during the intermission. Right now, 3-0 lead for Edina after 2 periods. We'll be right back.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
Can you do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project, and
Okay.
I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out. How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social, and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those four areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamite is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Welcome back to Braemar Arena in Edina, period 3. About to get underway between Minnetonka and Edina. As we get set here for period number 3. 3-0 lead for the Hornets, and they had a good second frame where they scored 2 goals. So that's kind of where we stand right now in terms of the score. Down low into the corner it will go now for Grace Sedura, and Edina will work it out of the zone. Just about a minute or so into the the third and final period of this game. Working on a camera issue for some reason with our tripod right now, so we'll get that, see if we can get that fixed for you as soon as we can. In the meantime, Edina with the shot that goes high and fought off by the goaltender for Minnetonka, of course, referring to Bryn Dulac. Edina with it again. Now back up to the point. Swung around to the other side. Edina trying to strike again here at the back door and fought off nicely there. That'll stop the clock with 15:28 to go. Back underway. Edina trying to strike here once again. Looks like the band's starting to file out here. Wasn't sure if they were going to stick around for the boys game at 7:30 as they'll take on Lakeville South, and this one dumped in off the stick of Edina's Telejungles. As we continue to have some issues with our camera, I'm going to do the best I can to provide a radio play-by-play, and so I'll see what we can do here. Edina on top 3-0, 14:52 to go right now in the third period of play. Minnetonka moved up out of the zone. Here's a big drive off the stick of an Edina defender. That time it was Lily Hendrickson that got the stick in there and moved up the boards where it's gathered in by Lily Hendrickson. Hendrickson will exit out of the Edina zone and come to center. Around to the other side. And it fought off right in front. Great save there by the Minnetonka goaltender Dulac, who had a shot coming right up her alley. Now back up to the point. Down low. And into the corner for Kylie Roberts for Edina. Right out in front again, they score! Edina strikes to make it 4-0. And they are now in the really, really big driver's seat here.
Number 11 from 9. 11 from 9.
So here the officials, that's Jane Keel from Katie Davis on the goal. So that makes it 3-0, or 4-0 rather. 13:59 to go here in the third. And it will bounce back into Edina territory. Sammy Hankinson will play it here for the Hornets. Back behind the goal. Again, apologies, we're having an issue with our camera right now. That's why you don't see any movement there. We're working with our team to try and get it fixed. But again, if you don't see any movement on the screen, that's why. So I'll do my best to provide sort of a radio-style play-by-play in the meantime. Up the boards it will go into the Hornets territory. Wraparound try here for Edina, and that one's fought off and a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. So that gets the stop. 13:16 to go in the period. off the draw. Edina able to win it for a moment, but scooted out of there by Minnetonka. And Edina will fire it right back into the offensive zone, back behind the goal of Bryn Dulac. And chopped up ahead. Forced into the corner by Olsen. Or it looked like Davis, rather. Couldn't tell the number. You got a couple of numbers here on Edina that look very similar. And the same height, size, you know. Hard to tell some of them apart. Now up ahead at this one, trying to go for Chorsky. And Minnetonka will move it into the corner. Tripping penalty coming up here against the Hornets. And that will set up a power play here for Minnetonka. So chance for them to go on the power play here. Minnetonka will now have a power play opportunity. And it will be an offensive zone draw here, of course, for Minnetonka on this face-off. Edina wins it back behind the net and flung up the boards. And back down up ahead. Davis trying to get at it for Edina. Now up ahead, a connection pass on the left wing side. Minnetonka into the zone. And rolling off the tape there of Kylie Mells. Skippers have it on the right side, offensive zone. Hash marks. And LaRoche with the shot that didn't get through the traffic as it will go back behind the net now. Up around to the right or left point. Working its way down into the corner. And now finally chopped out of there by Edina's Jane Keel. As that will go down the length of the ice. Minnetonka power play still with 1:15 to work with here. Outlet pass up ahead. And dumped in to the Edina offensive zone. Off the boards and flung around as it's cut off here by the Minnetonka goaltender Bryn Dulac again. If you don't see any camera movement, we're currently having an issue right now with our tripod, so we'll try and get that fixed. Here's a shot on goal. Uline makes the stop. Don't think she knew where it was there for a moment, but fought it off nicely. So that will keep this game at a 4-0, which is really turned out to be a blowout so far. It's a good start for the Hornets. In the first, they led 1-0, 3-0 after 2, and then they scored another one here to make it 4-0 in the third. They'll try to go to the back door now as the pass connects on the side with Kaylee Crawford. Back up to the point, Nicholson to Crawford. Now Crawford back to Nicholson, winds it up, and where is it? Off a body. Actually looked like Cornea read that one all the way into the glove. Nice stop by Uma Cornea. I'll tell you what, though, Maggie Nicholson has one heck of a slap shot there. Number 14 for Minnetonka, the University of Minnesota commit. She's a senior, and we talked about her scoring the winning goal for Team USA in the Under-18 Women's World Cup, and she has an incredibly bright future for the University of Minnesota and just women's hockey in general. She is going to be a star. I think we're talking future National Women's Hockey League player. She is very, very talented, and make the case for a lot of these players on the ice here today for both these teams. They're both very talented. Bayless will dish it off. That one rolls off the tape, and now Jane Keel will play it. Up ahead, this one goes right to Davis, but out of the reach, and so back to Minnetonka territory. Edina at full strength now as they kill off the penalty. 10:26 to go in the third. Down low off the boards and banked up the wall. This one played at neutral ice now as the Skippers come into the offensive zone. Here's a shot steered away into the corner. And now will be played up and taken a hold of by the Edina Hornets. That's Lily Hendrickson back behind the goal line for Vivian Jungles. Jungles on the outlet pass just missed the mark. Skippers reverse it, and Cornea will make the stop on the shot there from Olivia Meredith. That will keep this thing at 4-0, 9:51 to go in the period. Again, apologies on the camera. We're having an issue with the tripod right now. So we're continuing to work, and hopefully we can try and get it fixed. In the meantime, though, we play on sort of a radio-style play-by-play I'll try and give you in the meantime. Fought off nicely there for the whistle. Another face-off here from Minnetonka offensive end as they win it. Quick shot was blocked. Follow-up try will now go to the corner, and the Hornets will take a hold of it. Here's Vivian Jungles up ahead. Jungles will play it across the line. Here come the Hornets into the offensive zone. Held on to at the line. Bump back to the point, or attempted to rather. Still played in the corner where Edina is tied up. Back in behind the net now. 9:15 to go in the period. Edina with a very comfortable 4-0 lead. Trying to hang on here. They are on their way to win number 18 in a row if they can hang on here. Obviously, they've got a 4-goal lead with 8 minutes, 56 seconds, so it would take quite a miracle for that to happen, but you never know. I've seen some crazy things. Boys hockey the other night, Roseau, Warroad. Warroad had a 3-goal lead with about 12 minutes left, and they let that disappear. And they lost to Roseau 5-4, and that, of course, is a huge rivalry any way you slice it. Up the boards, trying to get out of the zone is Edina, and now they do. Here's Emma Connor, who we have seen some of today. Connor goes down back behind the net. Some of the fans want a trip. No penalty called, so Minnetonka will take a hold of it on their sticks and move it up the ice. Intercepted at neutral ice. And Edina will play it back in off the tape of Maxwell. Nice outlet pass right up ahead. Dishing off. Chorsky trying to get it back and held on to for the whistle with 8:05 to go in the third. Edina will be, or the Edina boys will be in action here tonight at 7:30. So you've got some time if you're going to be watching that one to maybe catch the end of the Vikings game and get some dinner, whatever you need to do. But make sure you join us 7:30. The Edina boys will be playing Lakeville South. The Cougars are in town tonight, so excited to see that game. Nice pass in front, and Cornea makes the stop. That was a good-looking opportunity there for Minnetonka. But that Vikings score right now is 14-10. Looks like the Vikings just got a field goal from Dan Bailey. 14-10 in favor of the San Francisco 49ers. That one almost halftime, so that's where we stand in the Vikings games. I'm sure if you're tuned in, you probably don't have a ton of interest in that game, but for those wondering, it is a 14-10 lead for San Francisco late in the first half. Now down low into the corner as it goes. Edina trying to ring it around the boards. And back down below the goal line. Edina with it, trying to throw it in front again. As that one didn't work out. Now here's Kylie Roberts trying to go to the back door. Missed the mark on the pass by Jane Keel. Now up to the point, slid over for Keel. In the slot, Keel with the shot. And that one's turned aside. Minnetonka will now move it up out of the zone. But quickly fired right back in. Skippers will try and regroup here. Got all of a sudden pretty cold here in Braemar Arena. Not sure if they turned the heaters down. Now Roberts playing it up ahead. Here's Roberts into the zone. Knocked off the tape. And Minnetonka will come the other way. Into the zone. That pass missed the mark. Nicholson will play it in the corner. Had it knocked off her stick. And up ahead, it will go into Edina territory. 6:30 to go in the third and final period of what's turned out to be a blowout game. Edina on top of Minnetonka 4-0. And it was just 1-0 after the first, but it was a really good second period for Edina. And they scored 2 goals to make it 3-0 and then added another one here in the third. But moving right along here at Braemar. Flung up the boards, but fired right back in by Vivian Jungles of the Edina Hornets. And This will be an icing now against Minnetonka, so we'll go back into their end with 5:54 to go. Goal scorers on the day for Edina. Vivian Jungles had the first one. Kylie Roberts with the second. Then Katie Davis had the third, and then the fourth one was scored by Jane Keel. So 4 different goal scorers on 4 goals so far today for Edina. Back in now behind the net. Just about 5.5 to go here in the third at Braemar Arena. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedules for these teams here in a moment. For Minnetonka, the upcoming schedule for the Skippers. See what we get here. Looks like Minnetonka will next be in action on Tuesday. They will play North Wright County. So another good test for the Skippers on Tuesday night. It's at the Pagel Activity Center, so home game, but North Wright County has always had a pretty strong girls program, and I expect a pretty good game there. Here's a wraparound try by the Hornets. Not working out that time. 5 minutes now to go in the third period, so whistle here as the net came off with 4:58 to go. And after that North Wright County game on Tuesday, Minnetonka will be playing Hopkins Park on Saturday. And then Tuesday, January 21st, they will take on Eden Prairie. So that's sort of the next few games for this team. It'll be taken now by the Skippers up ahead. And into the zone as Edina will go back to play it. Now grabbing a hold of it for Edina is Sammy Hankinson. Up the boards and out through center now as here come the Hornets. Chorsky with good speed around the outside. Chorsky, nifty little move there. Tucked it back and just off the tape. Now Chorsky, again another try, and fought off by Dulac and hung on to here with 4:15 to go in the period. So good opportunity there for Edina, trying to strike for the 5th time here tonight. Off the draw now, it will be played by Minnetonka into the zone. Good speed by the Skippers. They are down by 4 with exactly 4 minutes to play, so who knows? They're going to need a miracle, though. And if they can pull it off, maybe dub it the Minnetonka miracle, but of course they got to get there first. Down into the corner it goes for Soderholm. She's pinned up along the wall. Still digging for possession. Now back up to the point. Nicholson across, saved by Cornea, no rebound. Nice job on the attempt there. 3:41 to go in the period. Back underway, 3:34 to go in this game. 4-0 lead for the Edina Hornets. Of course, this will be win number 18 in a row for the Hornets, who have just been so good all season long at wearing teams out. It seems like a lot of these teams that Edina goes up against can play with them for about 36 minutes. That's 2 periods. And then it's tough to follow through. And well done to the Edina Hornets. They are going to be a scary team come time for it in February, late February, when we get to the state tournament. Of course, they got to get through the section tournament first, but really going to be a fun one. So looking forward to it. Now back around the outside. And It'll go back in behind the net here. Clock isn't running. That's weird. 3:13 or 3:12. Now they've got it running. This one blocked by an Edina Hornet in net, or in front of the net, rather. 3 minutes now to go. Edina, again, we talked about wearing out the teams, and kind of another situation here where we had a pretty close game for a period and a half or so, and then Edina took over. So this is going to end up being a big win for them. Outlet pass up ahead as Edina tries to move into the zone. For Minnetonka, though, this will end an 11-game unbeaten streak. That was a pretty good run that they had, and not a lot of teams can say that. Of course, Andover won 17 in a row. But now Edina, this will be win number 18. And looking ahead at their upcoming schedule here on the MN Hockey Hub, they will be at Wayzata Thursday, and then they'll have Eden Prairie on Saturday. So a little bit of that late conference rivalry going next Saturday. And then only 2 more home games left, though, after today. Eden Prairie next Saturday. And then on February 1st, they'll have Hopkins Park here at home. All those home games start at 3 o'clock Central Time. 2 minutes to play in the game. Here come the Skippers into the zone. Drop pass, and that shot missed the net wide of Cornea. Around the boards now, picked up by Hendrickson and flung over to Vivian Jungles. Up the wall now. Jungles trying to work it out as she's clobbered by a couple of players there. Now around the outside. Penalty coming up here. And this one is going to be against Minnetonka as they wave it down. This one finally blown dead by the officials. So we get a late penalty. 1:22 left. At this time, also want to congratulate Edina head coach Sammy Reber on picking up her 100th win on Thursday night over the Blaine Bengals. And what's amazing about that is it only took Coach Reber 110 games to do so. She enters today with a 108-2 record. 100 wins, 8 losses, 2 ties. That is incredible. It doesn't matter what level of play that is. If you can win 100 out of 110 games, that is something special. And, of course, this is her 3rd season, or her 4th season as the head coach, and she has won a state title every year here at Edina, and it just goes to show you that this is a legitimate dynasty here at Braemar Arena. And well done to the Edina girls team. They had never won a state championship either before they won it for the first time back in 2017. And now they are the 3-time defending state champs. They won in 2017, 2018, 2019, and they'll be looking for a 4-peat in 2020. That is hard to do. They've got some tough competition to do so, but they're looking very good up to this point. Here's a shot that's blocked. Minnetonka will come the other way. Cornea trying to keep the shutout intact here as Jungles took a player down. Played up down low off the boards. Now Hendrickson spinning away from trouble with 22 to go in the game. Up ahead now as here comes Edina into the zone. Forced back in behind the goal line. 10 to go. And that will do it. The Edina Hornets pick up a big win here this afternoon. And they increase their long winning streak to 18 games. A 4-0 win here for Edina as they will close it out here with a 4-0 victory. So we'll see Edina back here on MN Hockey TV a week from today when they host Eden Prairie. But they will be at Wayzata Thursday night at the Plymouth Ice Center. So that is the next time they have a game. But again, next time on MN Hockey TV will be on Thursday. So thanks for tuning in to MN Hockey TV's coverage of Edina girls hockey. The final score, Edina 4, Minnetonka nothing. A reminder that we'll have the Edina boys game coming up here at 7:30 here at Braemar Arena. So we thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you back here at 7:30 for the Edina boys against Lakeville South. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.